name is Maddie, and I'm here to show to you why I believe I deserve this internship. But before I talk a little bit about myself, I want to talk a little bit about Wake Forest. So you might be wondering why I chose this internship over all the different possibilities that there are in the country. And that all leads back to this image here, which is the first thing that you see when you click on the link that takes you to the information about the internship at Wake Forest. There's a lot of information on there. It talks about the selection, it talks about the objectives, it talks about the requirements and how you apply for the position. And I was impressed by this because when I first started going into looking through the different options that I had, a lot of the sites only had 3 or 4 sentences that said, hey, we offer the internship, but didn't really talk about, what I would be doing. And when I tried to find more information, it was really hard to find information. So this led me to believe 3 things. 1, that they care and they value this internship. It's something that is taken seriously at Wake Forest. 2, they're organized and informative. So if I have any questions, if I'm chosen for the internship, it's going to be easy for me to figure out what I need to do differently or where I need to go for those answers for the questions that I ask. And it's going to, in the end, it's going to prepare me for my future. So that kind of leads in a little bit about me. And I don't want to just be a face with an application. I want you guys to know me a little bit more on a personal level. So a little bit about my life. I grew up in Iowa City, a family of 5, 2 brothers. I'm a middle child and the only girl. I attended City High School where I was a student athlete. I played soccer and volleyball. And I worked at City Gymnastics throughout all of high school. And so I believe all of that kind of made me a pretty well-rounded person because I had to juggle between athletics, academics, work, along with wanting to have a social life and spend time with my family. And then I attended Clark University, which is a 4-year school in Dubuque, Iowa. I started as a nursing major and I finished as a nursing major. So I graduated with my BSN, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. That gives me a little bit of a one-up on some of the other applicants because I have 4 years of nursing and not just a 2-year degree. I have a lot of clinical experience because of that extra year. You start clinicals at Clark your sophomore year, your 2nd semester, so I have a little bit more experience. And I have experience as a CNA. I finished with a GPA of 3.9, which is something I'm very proud of because in the nursing program, a 95 is an A and anything under that is an A-. So it's a lot harder to keep that 4.0 and it's something that I'm very proud of. I make the dean's list every semester. I have a minor in Spanish and then I have coursework in communications as well from the general education requirements. Now I believe you can see that I exceed the requirements for this position and they ask, the position is for a nursing student or someone who just graduated. I still consider myself a student because even though I am a graduate, I'm not where I want to be. My ultimate goal is to become a nurse, an anesthesiologist nurse, or an anesthetist. You might ask me why I want to go into anesthesiology, and that's because I want to be there to comfort patients. Throughout all of high school, my best friend, she had have a lot of surgeries and a lot of doctor's appointments, and she would freak out before everyone. She'd be texting me, oh no, what if I'm that 1% that dies during the surgery? Oh no, what if this goes wrong? What if this goes wrong? And I always wanted to be there to comfort her. Or she talked about how some of the nurses, they just weren't very supportive, or they weren't very informative, and it made her feel even more nervous. And so I always knew that I wanted to be a nurse, but it made me realize that I want to go into anesthesiology so I can be there to help people before a procedure or operation is done, and I can be there to help them afterwards and say, hey, that didn't go as bad as, that was easier than you thought, right? And then it's also just kind of an interest of mine. I think it's interesting how you can kind of turn the body off and kind of let it lay cool while you do a procedure or an operation. So why do I want this internship? First reason, experience. You can never have too much experience, so I can't really elaborate on that. It's just experience is experience. I also know it's going to assure me that I want to go into anesthesiology. Before I go spend another 2, maybe more years going in to get that extra graduate degree in anesthesiology, I want to make sure, hey, this is the field that I really want to go into, because who wants to go spend the extra money and then realize this isn't what I thought it was? So if I go and have this internship, it's really going to assure me that this is how I want to spend my money, this is how I want to spend the next couple of years of my life and to go to school and what I want to do for the rest of my life, to make sure that's the career that's right for me. And thirdly, it's going to help me to be accepted into that graduate program. the experience is going to give me a little bit of an upper hand compared to the other applicants when I go to apply for the graduate program. So in conclusion, I fulfill all of the general requirements that there are. I have my nursing degree, but I really believe that I go above and beyond. I have a minor in Spanish. I have pretty successful in school with my grades, and I'm a well-rounded individual, and I believe that I'm suited perfectly for this internship. So I want to thank all of you for considering me as an applicant, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.